Hello everyone, this is going to be a longer video. This is probably either going to be a paid for video or just a video that I'll put out for public. I'm going to decide that soon, and this is going to be the instructions video for this. So make sure to stick around if you actually want to build the set. And I guess we can just get right into this. For this, I'm going to try to be as in-depth as possible, but there's probably going to be a few areas where I mess up. Hopefully I don't. I'm going to start with the bridge and then this section and then go from there. And this is 2 of the new 2024 sets combined, and there's a ton of pieces left over, so if you make this, don't worry about that section. And I do not know how to make instructions yet, and I feel like that'd be way too much time consuming, so I'd rather do this because I'm starting to get really busy with soccer and school. So to make this section, all I did was keep the same one from there, and I added a few different pieces. I added a few different tiles here and here. More just in the front, there's a few different tiles. There isn't much of a difference, so you can just visually see the difference there with the tiles. So with the original design, this is about what you're left with. And all you have to do is take off some of the sections. So this is what the underside should look like. Take off this back section right here. I think that's literally just one piece. Just take that off, and then there's a few different things that we're going to build. So first off, you're going to build 2 sections to put right here and right here. To make this, all you have to do is make this design with these pieces, and then you replicate it like this on the other side of it. So if you want, take a quick look at those pieces. And again, that's just starting off with that section. And then all you're going to do is flip this around, put this here, and you're going to do this on one side and put it, so the top of this piece will be on this gray piece right here. All you're going to do is push it right down onto it. And when you're done with that, it should look like this. And you should be doing that on both sides. So when you're done with that, it'll look like this. And I just popped those pieces off because I'm not fully putting them on, but there's just more for looks right now, for at least my side of it. Then we're going to look at this section really quick. Now we're going to make these side sections. And these side sections are kind of a little complex, but they're mostly very simple. So this is what you're going to start with. You're going to start with these pieces. This one is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is a 10 stud long one. And then these are the normal ones. That's a 3 as well. And then just a 6 on tile right there, a 1 by 1. And that is what this top side is going to look like. Next, we have a few more pieces. You're going to make this and then have 2 of those there. And again, you are mirroring this as well as the other one. And then to put these 2 together, so when you have the mirrored one, it's going to look like this as the final product. This will be the underside. You're going to take it, and I just need to do it myself too because it's been a second. So this is what that looks like. Flip it over, and that one is there. So that one is on the top of that stud. So this will go right here, and it'll fit nicely right there. And if you notice, there's a little bit of stud difference there. This is where this 8 one, I think, will go. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, this one is 8 studs long, so we can just push that right down right there. And then we can push this right back on. And this isn't connected by much whatsoever, so just be cautious of that. And then we almost have this completed. All we now need is just 2 small things. First, we're going to take this section. And if you look at this side, it has that little indent, so we're just going to place this right there as well, and then you can push everything together. It's a little bit odd, but I feel like this does work. And then this section will go on top of here, and then I did forget one piece, sorry. This will go here, facing inward, like that. I guess it faces the other way, sorry. It doesn't matter what way these faces, it's all up to you when you build this. And when you have this section, all you're going to do is place it right there. So you have those 3 studs. I added 1 there, and then there's a few, not much else added. Just make it look as similar as you can, and then do some small alterations when possible. And then you push that on, and that is the completed look of the bridge section, or I guess the center bridge. Next section we're going to work on is this panel here. All you're going to have to do is mirror it for this panel. So we'll do one of the panels, and hopefully we'll be able to do this panel. All you're doing is just mirroring it on both sides. It should be simple enough. We're just gonna do with one of the panels. We'll do the left panel first. So we're gonna work on this panel. When you look at it like this is the panel that we're gonna be doing the instructions on. This is the one we'll be doing by yourself. So this is one we're working on. Okay, now we can start on the back panel section, and we're gonna start with a small section first, and we'll just get the dimensions of it before we do start. So this back panel uses one of these pieces that are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 studs long. And then you're going to be using two 12 stud long pieces right here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, 2 of those, and then a 12 by 2, and then one of these panels. That is that section, so we can take it apart really quick. So we'll take these pieces off, and we'll look at the bottom section first. So this is the section we're going to look at first. To put everything on, you're just going to want to have these. You have a lot of these in this set, and with 2 of them, you're going to have plenty. You're going to have way more than you need. So we can start with this section, and we'll just go section by section, taking it off. So this section first, from this side, this is what it will look like when you flip it around. You're going to have a 4x4, a 1x6, and a 1x4, and then one of these plates. So this is what this section will look like when it connects to here. And then to connect this, you're going to have a 2x2, and you're going to place it right here where these connect. So you're going to place that right here and right here where these 2 pieces connect, like that. And that's this part of it. And that'll be the bottom right of it. So we can put this down a little bit, sorry. That'll be the bottom right section of this. Next, we have a 1x12 here that we can take off. And this is going to be the next assembly. You're going to have 3 1x12s, and you're going to stack them every 4 here, 5 here, and then just place that there. And you're going to have that right here. So when you place this, this piece will line up here. That'll line up there, and this will line up over here in a second. So we can take this piece off, and what you're going to do next is make this section. So this will be here, and you're going to have a 3x3, 1 stud up, and you're going to have the jumper piece right here. And you're going to connect that with a 1x4 underneath it and 1x6 above. And you also want to keep as many of these together as possible. So build all of these in the instruction booklet that you get in this set. And you're gonna have a 1x6 here, a 3x3 here, and a 1x6 here. And then you can take off these plates so we can see more of the details. And that is this section. So if you followed along, all you have to do is make these 2 sections. So you start with here, have one of those, and 1x4 underneath that. Against here, this should be 1 stud difference here. Then what you want to do is have this to connect to it. So this will be against the 1x3 piece right here. And it's going to go all the way up to here. Then you can turn this around, add a 1x6 1x12 right there. You have the other 1x6, which should go, I believe, right here. And then you have the 1x4, which again will go right here. And this is the final look of this section. Again, the 1x6, every single one of these is connected. That's this section. Now we can go on to the larger one. This is pretty complex. There are a lot of tiles. It's going to sit like this on the Star Destroyer itself. So if we want, we can follow along on the back. So this is going to be the back view. And I'm just going to take off the pieces, and you can either put this video in reverse or do whatever. I'm just going to try my best here to map this out properly. So this is, again, 1x12. This is another 1x12, 2x6, sorry, 2x12s, 1x6. And then you're just going to start by placing one of these pieces this way. So it'll go a slope down, again, for this section. And then you're going to place the 3x3 here. And then I guess you can see some of the other details as we go. So if I just keep... So hopefully this works for you. Sorry, I'm just overthinking this a lot. But I hope this works for whoever's trying to make this. And it just gives an idea of what this set will look like once it's finished. I'm just going to slowly take it apart because I don't know how to really describe this section at all that well. But just kind of follow where the pieces are laid out, and it should mix pretty well together. I mean, for me, this was very complex, and it was not easy at all. So I'm just going to start there. And again, on top of this piece, these pieces will start to line up like that. And then we can slowly keep taking it apart. And this is where I'm going to get scared. Okay, so we'll start with this section, which will go underneath here and on top of here. So the 1x4 piece will go right here along here, and then you'll know it's connected. You have a 1x10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, perfect. A 4x6, another 1x10, that's 12. Yeah, this is a 1x12, 2x12, and then you just have these pieces stacked on top of it, and the 1x4, and that again attaches to here. And then we can take this section off. So that piece was just on top of here, which you can also do whatever you want. For these panels, like you can take these and place them wherever you like. That's just how I wanted to do it. For this section, all it is you have these lined up like this, and this is what the underside looks like. So it's fairly simple of a build. And now we have this panel. So we can start by taking this section apart, and hopefully you've been able to follow along with this for this panel. We'll just take a look at this section. So this section will line up here when you're done. We have the 2x6 tile, which connects this to here. We have two different sections. We'll start with this one. So we have two 1x6s, a 1x4, this piece, a curved slope, and two of these curved slopes as well. I'll just quickly give you a glance around it. They don't hold in that well, but it does work pretty well if you're trying to make this. There's just a gap in there. There isn't a stud underneath here at all, and that's just that section. And that will connect up to here like that. About there. So we can take this off, and then we can start looking at this one. This, again, a 1x12, any tiles you want. I just put a curved slope here that you'll need, a 1x6 tile, another 1x6 plate, another 1x6, and it's pretty self-explanatory from there. Next, we can take a look at this section finally. Again, I took off all the plates. If you wanted to, you can go back. I recommend putting it in reverse or just taking it step by step. And then you can place this really long one here. And then all you have to do from here, once you have all these pieces here, tile this however you would like to. Do them at least like this and place them in the same spot. So here is the back side of that. I'll turn it this way for easier viewing. Again, that's what this looks like, and this is how it will sit against the set when you're looking at it like that. Next section we're going to do is these front very large panels right here. We'll also be doing the same side that we just worked on. Going back later, these are where they're going to connect up. If you just want to take a look at that, it does line up very nicely. And then there's two more here. One will line up there, one will line up around there somewhere. But they do work very well. Now we can work this panel. Again, this is going to be the same on both sides. And I just want you to pay attention to this line right here, because that is how it's going to connect to the main section. So first we can start off by taking all of these pins off, and we can do the bottom section first. So with the bottom section removed, we'll take this and put it to the side, and we can just start by basically looking at this from the side it should be on. So again, this will be on this side, and you can just use this video for reference, as much parts as you need to. So this is what the panel will look like from the underside, and this is what it looks like from here. I'm just going to go slow here so you can take a quick look at everything and all of the pieces. That is a 1x6, by the way. That is also a 1x6. So we'll start on this back section. You place one of them on the edge with a 1x4, and then one of these here, then a 1x6. Then you have one of these longer panels. It's a 4x10, I believe. And then you have a few panels underneath. So you have a 1x4 here. You have a 1x6 here, and that will connect up to here. So that 1x6 will meet here. Then there's a 3 brick gap. And you have this 2x6 that you can remove. And you have a 1x10 or I believe this is 1x12. It is a 1x12. You can move there to see more. And this is just kind of how everything connects up to each other. And again, you can basically place these panels however wide you want to. 2 of these per, one here, one here. And there's like a little midsection here, and then towards the front. So towards the front section, we have a new one here. And this will line up right here. So this lines up on this and right here on that 3. And then you can take some of these other pieces off. And we can take a look at the back section more. So again, there's just more pieces. This is a 1x6 tile, another 1x6, a 3x3, one of those, again, 1x12, and then all of these pieces. There's nothing else underneath here. That should be pretty simple. And again, you're replicating these, you're just flipping it. Everything is identical. And then you're adding these pieces. This is, I believe, again, 1 by 12. This is also 1 by 12. And then you have two 1 by 6s that are on top of each other right here. One there and one there. And this is what's on the underside of this panel in that order. And this is what is on the top of it. So it should be pretty self-explanatory. If it's not, I can help because there's also tons of videos on my channel. And if you need to message me, I will give my Instagram as well. So yeah, that's that panel. Next, we can go to the larger panel. And this one is a little bit more complex. I mean, it's not that bad. These panels are definitely one of the easier parts about this. And if you can't fully follow it, you can just alter it a little bit. Okay, we'll start towards the front. So this, again, is going to sit like this on the Star Destroyer. So you'll be looking at it from about this side. So if you want, here is a look at the panels. More towards the front is where you're going to want to look. And every single one just goes up in a line and it intersects here by one stud up. We can take off these pieces and we can take a look at what's underneath them. So there's 1 by 3, 2 by 4, one of those, and a 1 by 3. And then that. So that is what is underneath all of those pieces. So then we can take a quick look at the underside of this. And we can start here. We have one of these pieces that is after 1, 2, and the start of the third one. Underneath here, after 2 studs is one of these. And then a 1 by 3, one of those. And then after that is the 2 by 6. And then you're going to have 2 of these. These are, I believe, the 15s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. They are, I want to say, these are 17 long, I think. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 long. Sorry, miscounted. 2 of these 16 long ones, and that's important that they're on the lowest possible one from here. And you can remove that. And then this section is really important to where it is. You have to have it right here. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but for how I made it, I put it right there and it worked really well. And then that can just be interchangeable, but it's a 1 by 6, a 2 by 4, and a 2 by 3. And in the back, 1 by 6 and a 2 by 6. There's nothing underneath that at all. And this is what the underside of this looks like. So we'll take a quick look at this. This is what the underside of it looks like. This is the top section. So just try to mimic that and we'll take it apart even more. So we'll start here. We'll take off this and we'll start taking off these. So we'll take off this tile, we'll take off the 1 by 6, and then we're gonna make that little section. We'll go here. We have a 2 by 6, a few of these. This large panel is covering most of this up until right here. So this section is all right here. That'll connect to right here. About here, I want to say. And then we can take those off. Again, that's what that looks like. This section can be removed as well from the underside. There's one of these large ones here as well. And this just connects right here by the 1 by 3. And then we can just remove this section, which holds together kind of loosely now that I'm taking everything apart. And everything is fairly loose. And yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory from here. There's that there, that here, that will connect up to there. And it's not, this hopefully shouldn't be too bad. I'm more than welcome to help people if you need it. I just don't know how to do instructions for a set yet. And with school starting, I do not have the time to. And that. So that's the other panel. We can move on to the actual set. And let's just start with, I guess, these panels. I mean, everything in this set is going to be out of order, and I apologize for that. But I want to take these off first. So it's the same build as the actual Lego set. So you just pull it apart here, here, and there's the tiles that are here that you need to remove. And then you can take those off, or I guess move them outward a little bit. So, and they can go out to about there. And we can just take these off really quick. And I used some of the same building techniques, but towards the front, you're going to add where you just put the panel, you'd add one plate on top of that or below it to where you have a little lift for it. And then you're going to place these wherever there's room, usually between these two studs here and here. And you can also place one more in the back if you'd like to, if there's room, but I don't think there was room. So then here's a quick another glance at this. This is how long you want it to be. Here's a large one. Here's one of those. I don't know what the pieces are 100% called. You can put the sticker details wherever you'd like. And then there's two of the smaller ones in the back. And just make sure there's two smaller ones in the back. There's two of the same gray ones. And then there's one of the small gray ones in the middle. And then that is the exact same for the other side. And then where they connect up to is either one stud or two studs back. So you can either do here or here. I found it best towards the end to put it to one stud back. And we can put these down and we're done with that section. Finally get to the bridge area. But first, before we do that, we have to start with the back. In the back, there are these two panels and all they are is just the same connection point with the actual sets. So you can take those right off. And next we can get to this top section. All we have to do is rip it off like this. And here we are. We can take these panels off, and you can just see what parts are used in which areas. It's pretty simplistic. It's not too hard. This is 1x5. This is 1x6. And that is a 1x8, I believe. And then it's the same on the other side, just replicated. We can go to the bridge now, and we can take off these side panels. And this is what they are. Nothing too crazy. That is a 1x8. And that is the same on both sides. And then we have the engines, which can all be removed. These three are normally connected, and they just connect to these sides. And we can rip all of these off as well. And they're just connected like this. They're fairly simple. We can do the same on this side as well. And now we can really start getting into the bridge. To get to the bridge, we do have to do some small little things. I'm going to honestly just rip it off because that's going to be the easiest way for this one. So there's two more panels here and here. These are, again, 1x8s. And they just have whatever panels you like. These are the ones I found best for me. And then we can just take this and rip it right off. So we're going to leave this section on. So that we'll get to later. We can start with this side of the bridge first. So we'll go from top down and we'll just take off the panels. So first, this panel is connected like this. You just keep building it. So you have the same, it's about the same length, and you just keep building it until it fits this section so it hides better. These sections are just built like this. These are two 1x5 tiles or plates with these, and those will connect up to right here. We have two of these on the bottom, and that will just be connecting up to about here, I want to say. Sorry, they'll connect up to about there, I want to say. But I can't 100% remember, and then we can take those off. These are attached to there. And then above those are these that are attached to right here. And then we have this front panel section with those three pieces that can be taken off. Underneath, we have a pink stud right there, like that. Another one in the front, and then a 1x6 right here. Then we have two of these that are going right here. And then we can get to the higher bridge, which we'll take that off and look at this first. So we have two of these brick pieces here. One of these, a 1x1 black tile, or 1x2 black tile, a 1x4, a tan piece, a brick, and then an attachment piece there. Same on the other side. There's the two hole piece there, it doesn't really matter. A 1 here and 1 stud on it. Then we have two of these, so we have one here, and in between them are this. Then we have a 2x3, a 1x4, a 2x3, and a 1x2 in this pattern, like here. Then we have a crate, and then one of these. So that is the neck of the bridge. And then for the bridge itself, we have two of these that are attached to here. And then I attached this as well to here. Then we'll get to this in a second. So we'll take off all of the panels, and I'll show you how I was able to do this. So for the top bridge, there is just a little piece here, but each panel has a 2x4 piece that is added onto the end of it, and then a 1x2 to fill in the gap, and then there's that there, and then this was so to fill another gap with this part of the bridge right here. So this you're just going to replicate on both sides. Then for the bottom ones, it's about the exact same build, except there's just no antenna piece, and it's the exact same build on the underside as well, and it holds in fairly nicely. Then we can get to the back side, which if you look in here, the back side is right here. It's connected with these jumper plates right here and the connection points. We can take those off. They're loosely connected. Then we have these tan pieces that are connected here. Make sure you use tan for that because there's no other 2x4s really in the set. Then we can just take it apart from here. This is what it will look like on the shell. And you just can take those off, and this is what the underside of that is going to look like. So it's a fairly simple build, and again, it's the same on the opposite side as well. Next, for the front, all you're going to do is extend this up by a few studs, which we'll get to in a second. But for this, I doubled the height of it, and these sections I left exactly the same. So you can just make sure these are the same from the Lego set, except I added 2 studs in between. So I added these 2 pieces in between, and I think one more row of those. And it's a 2x4 and one of those. Next for this, all I did was add 3 of these. So this is what the underside will look like. This is what the upper side will look like. And this I left completely alone. I mean, I think this is what I left it alone. This is definitely a little bit bigger. But I basically increased the length and increased just everything with this. And you can just add the pieces however you'd like to here. This is just how I did the bridge. And yeah, that is really the bridge. Next, we can get to the top of it. This is the antenna piece as usual. You can take these off. There's a 1x6 here. You can take this section off. Oh, crap, sorry. Those are what those pieces are. Next, we have these 2 tiles. And then these are 2x2 plate. No, a 2x2 brick and a 2x4 brick. And then one of these there as well. And then the underside is mostly kept exactly the same, except one of these is added for there. And that's that section. With that bridge being completed, this is going to be part 1 of the video. I'm going to put this for part 2 as a separate video. Because I don't have the most time in the world, but also that I just need to separate it because this file size is getting way too big for my phone. So this section will be a different video. I am sorry about that.